Hey guys, Jessica here from doitbetteryourself.club, and today I'm going to be going over an introduction to many different kinds of knit fabrics. Not all of them, but I have a lot of them that I can show you. This is all a part of my big blog series, The Beginner's Guide to Sewing Knit Apparel. So if you haven't checked that out and you are new to sewing knits or your own clothing, go to the blog, go to doitbetteryourself.club or dibby.club, and you can find it there. So I have about 10 different fabric types I want to show you. I'm going to go through each of them one at a time, give you some of their qualities, and hopefully give you a better feel for what exactly you're shopping for, especially if you're shopping online, which most of us do. So I'm going to start off with a bang here. One of the most popular fabrics, knit fabrics right now, is called polyester spandex. So I have this really pretty floral polyester spandex here, and it generally comes in two varieties, which is a brushed poly spandex and a double brushed poly spandex. So what that means is that if you get a single brush poly spandex, it's gonna have this really soft, I wanna call it fuzzy, but you don't see any fuzz. See how there's no fuzz sticking off of the fabric, but it just has this really almost like suede feeling to it. If you get single brushed, you're gonna get that feeling on the exterior of the fabric, the right side, and then on the inside it will be smooth. This happens to be a double brushed polyester spandex, which means it has that fuzz on both sides. Regardless of whether you get the single brush or the double brush, they're both really, really soft, really comfortable fabrics. But the double brush, since it has that fuzz on the inside, that really suede kind of feeling on the inside, it is more comfortable than the single brush. It gives you more of a cozy feeling. So it has a whole lot of stretch to it, as you can see, going both ways. So this is great for leggings, great for tops. I like it for cardigans. The only downside to brushed polyester spandex is that since it's made out of polyester, it is very insulating, so it can be very hot. So I wouldn't recommend it for any performance wear, any athletic wear where you need that wicking and breathability factor. I also wouldn't recommend it to women that are dealing with yeast infections or other issues where you need breathability in your pants. And then I also would just stay away from it for the summer months. But it is dreamy and soft and wonderful and gorgeous, and most of my clothes are made out of this stuff because it is so comfortable. The second fabric type I have in my pile here is called Modal, and this is actually really new to me. This is the first piece of Modal I've gotten my hands on, and I'm so happy I got it. So it's very similar to Rayon Spandex from how I feel like I would get confused in the shop which was which, because they feel very similar. It's very lightweight, and oh my gosh, the drape is just kind of amazing. It also has tons of stretch to it. And from what I understand, it's made from beech tree fibers, and it just has a softness to it that I can't even describe. It doesn't have the fuzz like the double brushed poly does, but it's just really, really soft, really comfortable. I would totally make everything for summer out of this. Next up, I have some cotton Lycra. So you're gonna come across a lot of cotton Lycra if you are searching for printed custom fabrics. This is a very, very popular fabric type for custom printed fabrics. So it's called cotton Lycra because it is made out of a blend of cotton and Lycra, which is a brand name of spandex. I really love cotton Lycra for things like waistbands, cuffs, neck bands, anything that requires a stability and recovery and stretch that is strong and will hold itself really well. The spandex in this just gives it all the support that it needs to bounce right back. You can see that. It just bounces right back. So if you're using it for a waistband, it's not gonna stretch out over time. It's gonna keep your pants up. It's gonna keep your neckline from getting all skewed up. It's a really great material for those types of applications. Another thing I love cotton Lycra for are leggings, because since it's made primarily out of cotton, it has a whole lot of breathability to it, But with that Lycra and spandex element to it, it gives you the support that you need to keep everything where you want it to be for your leggings. Cotton Lycra is really unique because I feel like it can be used pretty much for everything. It doesn't have the best drape as some fabric types, and it doesn't have the most support as other fabric types. So it's a perfect little middle of the road for pretty much everything you need, which makes it a great fabric to just have on hand for any project that comes to mind. Next, I have what's called Ponte, so it can go by Ponte Knit, Ponte de Roma, but Ponte, or some people call it Ponte, is this really stable knit fabric. That's really the best way I can describe it. It's got a ton of stability to it. It's got a decent amount of two-way stretch. This really depends on the specific fabric you're looking at, the specific Ponte you're looking at. Just make sure that you check in the description what stretch you're looking at when you buy this, because the one I have here has essentially 0 stretch with the grain line, and then it has a small amount of stretch going horizontally. It's not a very drapey fabric because it has a lot of structure to it, and little drape doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, because when you're looking to make something that requires more structure, this is a great fabric to use. So certain applications I'm thinking of offhand are like pencil skirts or peplum tops, something where you want to give yourself a good structured shape and you don't want the bumps and the curves to be out of control. This is a great fabric for that. You can also see in the camera it's got a bit of a sheen to it. So all in all, you can just see this is a really nice dress casual or dressy type of knit fabric to go with if you're looking for something along those lines. Okay, so I don't have Liverpool that's not been made into something because I've used it all up because I like it that much, but I really wanted to show it to you. So I have it on this shirt here that I haven't finished, but I have one of the sleeves made out of this Liverpool, and as you can see on the camera, it's got this crepe texture to it, which is really, it's how you can tell it's Liverpool is by that exterior texture on the outside. I absolutely love Liverpool for projects that I want a lot of structure to. So pencil skirts and dresses in particular, I just love in Liverpool. The crepe texture kind of acts like a little camouflage for some of the bumps that I want to hide. And then the structure just keeps everything where I want it to be. Right where I sewed my pattern, I don't need to worry about any stretchiness or drapiness making it look disfigured. I don't know how else to describe it. Next is one of my absolute all-time obsessive fabric types, and that's French terry. I have way too much French terry in my stash, and it's because it is so breathable, it is so comfortable, and it's warming in the winter, but then like in the summer, if I pair it with a pattern that's really loose, it's so breathable that I don't feel hot in it at all. It's just a really good general fabric to have around. So the French terry I have here has a little amount of stretch going both ways, not a ton of stretch, but the stretch that you're going to get in your French terry really just depends on the French terry that you buy. So make sure that you check out the description before you purchase it, knowing what pattern you're going to be using it for. Because some of my French terries will stretch like 100%, and then others don't have any stretch at all. So as you can see, it has a ton of gorgeous, soft, cascading drape to it, and that is also dependent on the kind of French terry that you get, but you can get something that's really warm, really thick French terry, or you can get a thinner one that's got a lot of drape to it that's great for cardigans and tops and dresses and anything flowy you want to make. So you know it's French terry because when you look on the back, you can see these loops. Can you see that texture? If I get too close, my camera doesn't seem to pick it up. But it has these loops on the back, and depending on the French terry that you get, they might be bigger, they might be smaller. The ones on this one are nice and small, which make it nice and soft. But that's how you know when you've got a French terry. Seriously, I just love French terry so much. I would have everything made out of French terry if I could. Now this mint here is what's called Rayon Spandex, and this is a very good coordinating fabric type. It is super lightweight and it is decently breathable. It's got a lot of great drape to it, so it is really nice for patterns that have a lot of positive ease that hang off the body, because it's really, really nice and flowy, and it'll give a really pretty drape to any garment like that. The only downside to Rayon Spandex is that it doesn't have a lot of recovery to it, so if you put it into a garment that has a lot of negative ease, something that's really tight, you're going to find that it's going to stretch out over time, and then it won't really fit you how you exactly sewed the garment to look. So I would use this mostly for things with positive ease that come out from the body, or it is a great coordinating fabric. Like, I love it for sleeves and cuffs, and I really like it for, I love it for hood linings, because it gives you a really pretty pop of color inside your hood without making it look too bulky. So this next one is really unique. It's called ITY, or it's ITY, which stands for, let's see, I wrote it down, Interlock Twist Yarn. So that refers to how it is weaved, how the particular fabric is made. So this one has a decent amount of stretch to it, but it doesn't have any spandex in it. The reason why it has this stretch and this really flowy, silky appearance to it is because of that, how it is made. It has a mechanical stretch to it. So it doesn't have the recovery that the fabrics with spandex have in it, but it does have the stretch you need. Really, the most unique thing about ITY fabric that I wish you could reach through the camera and feel is how it feels. It has a very silky, slippery feeling to it, and a tiny bit of sheen, not a lot, but it's definitely a classier looking fabric. It looks more formal. If you want something a bit more dress casual, it's great for dresses, great for skirts, great for nicer tops. I just think it's a really overall great drapey, more formal fabric type to use. So we are just coming out of January, so I have been all up in my sweater knits, and I have 2 sweater knits I want to show you, because sweater knits are, you can have 10 different sweater knits and they can all look completely different from each other, because it just kind of refers to this more open weave. So this one is a very open weave. You can see right through it. See how it's got just really open loops to the fabric. So it is super, super comfy. It's warm. The only thing with sweater knits is that they usually only have two-way stretch, or a decent amount of two-way stretch. So it's nice and super stretchy this way, but there's hardly any going vertically. So this one's a really big open weave. And then I also have this waffle knit sweater knit. So this one is still a looser weave. You can still see through it. You can see my window through it. But when you compare the two, this one, the blue one, has the holes in between the threads, I guess is the best way I can describe it, are a lot bigger than on this one. A lot of people get wrapped up in the name sweater knit and feel like the only thing they can make with sweater knit is sweaters, and that is such a load of bull. I love joggers, so sweatpants in sweater knit. I love cardigans in sweater knit. I love hoodies, long sleeve shirts. I make dresses out of it. I make pretty much everything out of sweater knit, because you can make anything out of sweater knit. It is so comfortable and breathable. I really recommend it for anything you want to make. All you have to worry about is that stretch factor. And the last one I have in my pile for you today is this sweatshirt knit. So this is Sweatshirt Fleece. If you look on the wrong side, the back side, you will see what you typically think of when you think of fleece. You're thinking of really fuzzy, soft blanket type of material. The sweater, what makes it a sweatshirt fleece though, is that it has kind of this jersey feel on this other side. So this gives you a nicer, more casual and wearable look on the outside, but you also get that comfort and softness on the inside. This way you don't look like you're walking around in pajamas. So sweatshirt knit is a bit trickier for me anyway to purchase, because there really is a big difference in quality whether you're going to get something that drapes on you really nicely or whether you're going to get something that boxes you up a lot. This particular fabric has a lot of drape to it. It is it's very flowy. I was shocked when I pulled this out of my box because it is so much more drapey than other sweatshirt fleeces that I'm used to. If you get a sweatshirt fleece from somewhere like Joann's, chances are it's going to give you that boxy feeling to it, which is fine if you just want something that's warm. It's fine, but you just have to keep that in mind when you're designing your particular garments for yourself. Obviously, this is fantastic for winter wear. It doesn't typically have a lot of stretch going both ways. Usually, you only have a small amount of stretch going perpendicular to your grain line, and then no stretch going with the grain line. But there are some 4-way stretch sweatshirt fleeces out there. Just make sure that you check the description like always. So I didn't have jersey, performance, or let's see here, stretch lace to show you today. But jersey, think of a t-shirt. Think of any t-shirt you get from Target, and you're probably thinking of jersey. Jersey is great because it's so comfy and breathable. It is fantastic for summer wear. I love, love, love jersey for t-shirts and really comfortable summer clothing. Even summer dresses I love in jersey. The only thing about jersey is that it does not have a lot of recovery to it. So it's gonna stretch out over time if you make something with it with a lot of negative ease. So just try to stick with patterns for jersey that have a little more positive ease, so you just don't need to worry about warping your garment. Performance fabrics are things like spandex or supplex. Supplex is one of my all-time favorite performance fabrics, and if you touch it, you'll understand why. Spandex has a lot of stiffness to it, which you need sometimes, but supplex is going to have a softness to it that spandex just doesn't have. And finally, the last one that I didn't have a sample to show you is stretch lace, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Imagine a lace that stretches. I love, love stretch lace because it is a great overlay for something that you're trying to make more formal, and you couple knit fabric, aka amazingly comfortable, with stretch lace, which is beautiful, and you've got a comfortable, formal piece of clothing to wear. I think that pretty much deserves 5 stars. So that is my introduction to knit fabrics. I hope that helps guide you in purchasing the fabrics that you want to online. If you want to know more about knit fabrics or sewing with knit fabrics to make your own clothing, head back to the blog, go to doitbetteryourself.club, go to the sewing tab, and find my beginner's guide to sewing knit apparel. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.